What up? What up? What up? What up? Cashin with Cam live. Can you hear me? Let me see if it'll update on my end. We're back, boys. We're back. We're back. We're back. A little bit of delay still in the chat, but we're rolling. It's Friday. We got some picks for you. If you're in here, tap in, boys. Tap in, boys. I got 5 in here. Let's ride. Let's ride. Start sending some picks. Show us your picks. That's right, Bake. Show it to us. Show it to us. Yeah, so I haven't updated the record in quite some time. We're still hovering around that percentage. Probably looking at maybe a little closer to 53% these days. I'll be honest, I'll wear it. I went 2-7 on Saturday last weekend. Tough looks. Went 6-0-2 on Sunday, so we got it all back. 8-7 on the weekend, so you can't hate on me. Action started out strong, went 4-0 Tuesday, and then it petered off pretty quick, back to 3. Jacob, I don't know how to tell you to comment, my guy. I think it's just a Ty figured it out. Ty figured out the comments. But yeah, I don't know how to tell you how to comment better. But there's a way to comment. I don't know where everyone else is. I'm gonna be honest. It's getting a little lonely in here, getting a little drafty. We got 5. Hey, tap in if you're in here. Tap in. Once again, Cashin with Cam sponsored. I'm just kidding. Oh, you were like, oh my god, how did he get a sponsorship? His picks suck. No, yeah, it's just a cup. But I can dream. I can dream. So yeah, not a great start last weekend, Saturday. If you rolled with my picks, it's a tough go. Okay. But I don't apologize. I'll never apologize. Because I have to do them too, because I put them out there for the universe. So I mean, I'm struggling right there with you. All for you. All for you. So I did talk to one guy who fades me all the time. And he had actually chose last weekend to not fade me. So I'm about to do some phone of friends here just to get some more people in here because last week it was popping. If you weren't here last week, we had the chat was buzzing, the boys were buzzing. So I'm just gonna make some calls, get some people in here because we're not gonna stand for this. We're not gonna stand for this 4 people. Although I do love you 4. Wow, that hurts. That hurts. All right, we're okay. We're okay. We're gonna recover from that. Ty, tell Lewis to get on. He said he was gonna get on and watch and comment. Give me some picks. Where's McCurley? Where's Stowers? What we got? 3 watching right now. Tough looks. Tough looks. They're just responding in this other group, just hovering around that I just sent them live. So it's really tough looks right now for Cam. In a second, I'm just going to start doing the show. Unless, can you guys just not hear me? Am I just screaming into the abyss right now? What's going on? Ty, comment. Jacob, somebody. Nobody can get their chat to work. I don't know what to say. It's just YouTube. If you sign into your Google account, you should be able to comment. So, all good, Ty says. So we're good. So I don't know, Garrett. I don't know why y'all can't comment. It should be okay. But anyway, we ball. So here's the picks. Here's the college picks. Interesting week. We're coming off a Bama loss. We're coming off an Oklahoma win, a Texas win. A lot of weird games this week. So I don't know where we're at. But I do know that we're due. That we're so due. It hurts. And to me, if we're being honest, I don't see how we lose these games this week. I've just been looking at them and I don't see a way that any of these don't hit the harder I look at them. I'll be honest. So look, we've got the rivalry for the Golden Boot. LSU at Arkansas. LSU beats Bama, and the world goes crazy. Bama has gotten the field stormed on them twice in a matter of, 2 months, 1 month. Will it happen a third time this weekend? Tap in, boys. All four of you. Let's go. I kind of like Ole Miss's chances, but at the same time, like, when is the last time Saban lost 3 regular season games or lost 3 games in general? I don't know. 2007, something like that. I don't know. I mean, he wasn't even in Affleck commercials at that point. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be tough for Ole Miss to win that game. I think they could cover the spread. What is it, 12? 12. But I don't think Alabama's going to lose a third regular season game. I just can't see it happening. And if it does, then so be it. But I'm not picking against the Rebs, so that doesn't bode well for me this year. So the Rebs have really taken it to me this year. Let's be honest. But I am going to do an under. And there was a couple years ago where it was silly to not bet the Bama Ole Miss over. I think it had gotten up to like 76 points one year, which is wild. And eventually, like, the curve just stopped. Like, they had to start lowering the number because it was getting ridiculous. So, to me, and I hated Ole Miss fans. I'm sorry. I think Lewis is in the stream. Solid. Lewis, send some pics. Let's see him. I think Bama stops Ole Miss a few times. Right? I mean, it's at home. The Rebs off a bye, Bama off a loss. But I just don't see Saban losing 3 regular season games. I can't get past that. And if it happens, so help me God. The Dogs had their chance this year. We should have beat them. We outgained them. People are really saying we should have won that game. We outgained them. So if you think about it, Ole Miss, we're going to keep all eyes on you. If you don't outgain Bama this weekend, worst team in the state, look out, Egg Bowl time. That's all I got to say. What's up, Lewis? I'm sure you'd like that take. But I got the under 64 Delta State money line. Dean, when will you learn, pal? When will you learn? Who does Delta State have? They're undefeated, so I'm sure they have some other team that doesn't have running water at their school or whatever. But no, 64.5, 2 points too high. I'll say it. 2 points too high. Sprinkle the under. That being said, I got LSU Arkansas over 62.5. Was I already talking about this game? Yes. When I'm in the grave is when he'll learn. I like that, Dean. That's a good response. LSU at Arkansas over 62.5. and a half. We got 4 in here. Let's go, boys. I just think Arkansas and LSU are ready to score. LSU beat Bama. They're probably going to come out a little sluggish, a little too good for this game. Arkansas is probably going to try to jump on them early, force a couple turnovers. LSU backdoor covers the over late and probably wins by a field goal. I think it's going to be tight. And I think Arkansas is going to give them a lot early in the game. And then LSU will come back second half. They're just better coached, which I never thought I would say after the beginning of the season. I thought Brian Kelly was going to be there for a year, 2 years, and be done. But when you beat Bama your first year, I think that gives you like 5 years. Does it not? It's gotta be a good 5-year extension just from beating Bama one time. So, what is Alex doing? What are you doing? Come get in the live.
Okay.
What's your pick this week? What's your pick this week?
Is the Titans line? What's the
We
Titans
put it
line
all
right
on the
now?
line. What would you pick? Titans. Titans +3 minus. No, hold on. I'm fading the Titans.
It was minus 2.5, but it's moved.
It's +3 Denver. You
Plus
still?
Denver.
I don't know. I'm hammering Denver. LSU to cover too.
You never do not do that.
That's what Eric said. Oh, I'm on Denver. I'm on Denver. My boy Jeff is not playing for the Titans.
Bro, the defense is deep. Don't
It's
worry.
not deep enough. It's not deep enough. All right. Hop in here and comment your picks then.
The score is gonna be 10-3.
10-3. We'll see. All right.
It'll be 14-7.
14-7. Alex calls the.
The Broncos stink. I've had to watch them all
I
year.
know they stink. I've lost money on the Broncos all year.
They're so bad.
I know. I got Russ starting in fantasy in a league, so I have to pull for him.
Don't let this be the week that I'm just a little worried about that.
Garrett, we're not picking the Southern Miss spread. Garrett's on me for picking a USM game again.
Yeah, that's dirty for you to do that.
All right, I got to get out of here. I'm being exposed. All right, that was Alex. Garrett, we're on USM over. They're going to give up a ton of points again, and I feel like their offense is going to play better this week. I mean, their opponent could have beaten them, could have covered the over of this game last week by themselves, almost 42 points. So we're not betting on USM. I'll never do that again. I learned my lesson, and I'll never do it again, okay? Apologies to the Cashin crew. All right. So, anyway, LSU Arkansas over. I like KJ. KJ's going to go off. Daniels started playing a lot better. So we're riding with the over there. 62.5. I think. All right, that's fair. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you, sir. Kansas +3.5. Kansas, another impressive win last week. Kansas is a spread beater. We ride them. You don't want to look up at the end of the year and say, oh, man, if I would have only bet on Kansas every week, then I would be a millionaire. Look, we're cashing. We're not going against teams that are 6-1-2 against the spread. They've lost once to the spread. Once. We've got to ride with them. I know that was my logic for Southern last week, and it didn't pan out. Texas Tech, crustacean of the Big 12. They can put up some points, but we've lost on Texas Tech bets the last couple weeks, trying to bet on them to score points. They can't do it. They can't keep up with Kansas. +3.5, Jayhawk, Rockhawk, Jayhawk. Alex, you're riding with the Southern pick. I like that. Southern, a couple scores. Coastal scores 40. We're in the clear there. That's an easy over. It's an easy over. Auburn -1.5. I think Jimbo's dead. Do y'all not think Jimbo's dead? Lost to South Carolina. What'd they do last week? I mean, everyone's on Auburn though. I feel like A&M lost to Florida bad. They've lost 5 in a row. Holy balls. Auburn also lost 5 in a row. What's going to give? Yeah, Jimbo had to be resuscitated by some Jameis Winston crab legs. Jimbo flatline. That's funny. Auburn coaches brought some energy. I like that. Yeah, exactly. Cadillac had the boys ready to play. They go down early in that game against my pitiful Bulldogs. We get out to a 24-3 lead. We blow it, go to overtime. Our kicker somehow makes 3 straight iced kicks, and we win in OT. Well, he made the kicks to get into OT, and then he made a kick in OT, right? Or no, we scored a touchdown in OT. Either way, we won. But Auburn, man, I was impressed with their effort. When Cadillac came out there, his name is Cadillac. Yeah, Cadillac Williams. Yeah, I mean, you can't bet against that guy, right? He got 1 loss under his belt. Auburn might win out the rest of the year. Besides, well, they got to play Bama in the Iron Bowl. But like seriously, I think this is a no-brainer. -1.5 at home. That does it for me. I'll be honest. That does it for me. That's all I can think about. All right. Lord, are you in here? Yeah, I like that, Garrett. They are. They had juice, man, and his interviews were garbage. Like he was just like, yeah, and yeah, we gonna play, and it was just like, all right, Cadillac. I mean, you know what? So I think he's like more just like a player's coach. I don't think he's like all, I don't think he's like groomed to be a head coach, but I think the players love him and I think they want to play for him, So J Lord, I got Syracuse +7. Sorry, dog. Every time I faded FSU this year, I've lost. So good on you. Go ahead and cash that one for FSU. But look, something's got to give. All right. Syracuse +7 at home versus FSU. Schrader no longer playing. They benched him against Clemson? Or was it the week after? I can't remember. But RIP my boy Schrader's job. Probably not going to the league anymore. So sorry, my boy. But I like the orange. I like Syracuse at home +7 in the weird dome with the weird lighting. I love this slate. I think it makes sense. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect. And we said that last week, but these are just weird bets this week that I kind of like. These are games which, I mean, Bama, Ole Miss, like obviously, yeah, we got to do something there. State, all I can say about the State Georgia game is the Bulldogs will win. The Bulldogs will win one way or the other. That's all we can say. Will the Maroon ones cover 16? I don't know. I think there's a chance we make a couple stops. Is Forbes playing for State? If Forbes is playing, we'll have a chance to make a couple stops. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. USC -34. Colorado +34 tonight, Alex. I don't know, bro. You're in Colorado. What have you seen from your team? I've got someone on action with Colorado +34.5. So, I mean, 34 is high, right? I mean, that's really, really high. USC won this game 37-14 last year, 35-31 year before. This game's usually pretty tight. Now, I have a Coloradian that works in the office. He was telling me their interim coach has gotten them to play a little bit harder for them here recently. So take that as you will. I mean, 34 would be a fun line. Would be a fun line to bet on because it's just like USC gets up 4 scores and you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I don't know. I mean, it's at USC, but it's a Thursday or it's a Friday night. Why not sprinkle it just to see what happens? Just see what happens. Then we got Fresno UNLV tonight. That's a real barn burner. I would probably ride UNLV at home +9. I mean, I just feel like no juice on a Friday night. UNLV probably goes out, jumps on them, played decent against Notre Dame. I don't know. Ride Colorado for fun. Yeah, let's take the dogs tonight. Let's take the 2 underdogs. Let's go Colorado +34, UNLV +9. Let's ride. I kind of like that. ECU Cincinnati. Line started at 10.5. I would have definitely hammered ECU if it was still there, but it's at like 4 now. So yeah, no. Notre Dame's got Navy this weekend. Is Josh in here? I don't know. It's really hard and it doesn't say anyone's name. So Josh, I like your boys this week. I think y'all get another dub. You're bowl eligible. You'll end up going, 9-3 again, just because you're Notre Dame and your schedule is really easy. Garrett said he's got Georgia covering. I mean, it makes sense, right? Can't really argue that. One that I'm interested in is Clemson, Louisville. Louisville has had crazy spurts where they've played really well this year, and they've had games where they've been awful this year. They beat Wake Forest, who was our rider all year. They were covering spreads every week. They beat them 48-21. They were a top 10 team. I think they were top 10. They were at least top 15. And then they lose to Boston College, who stinks. So this one's interesting. Clemson owns them, obviously. Oh my God. One score was 77-16. Stay away. But a touchdown. If it was like 7.5, I might would take it. But 7, I mean, I don't think so. Maybe by a point. Maybe get you to 7.5. This Wisconsin-Iowa game is such a stinker. Like, who's going to watch this? I don't even think the fan bases of these two teams would watch this game. Over-under set at 35. That's crazy. 35 is like the lowest college over-under I've seen in a long time. But I would say if you feel like just sprinkling something out there, maybe take that over, just to have fun with it. Just like root for points. Oklahoma State, quite a skid here recently. That's why I'm staying away. Otherwise, I would have hammered it, but I feel like a sucker for betting them last week. And they just got pounded last week. So I don't know. There's a lot of value at +1.5, but it might just be that they're no good. They might have just fooled us with that Texas win, that close game against TCU. But I mean, when you score 0 points against Kansas State, I can't bet on you again. Iowa State won last year. Might have the ticket, might have the recipe. They're trying to get bowl eligible. They got to win this game. They got to win another game. Just go to a bowl. Not Dan Campbell. Whatever the cat's name is over there. He's a good coach. I could see Iowa State winning. I'm just staying away from that game. I don't know why I'm like looking at more games. I gave you my picks. But I think Georgia Tech might be a decent little pick. I faded them all year, except against Florida State, who they were about to go score. They lose it on 4th down. Florida State, just to spite me, goes down and scores another touchdown. Georgia Tech doesn't cover. But I think Miami is garbage. Miami sucks. And I mean, Georgia Tech just keeps playing better and better. They won last week. Virginia Tech on the road. Miami at home loses to Florida State 3-45. Brutality. That yeah. Sheesh. So that's a game to watch in my eyes. Marshall. Marshall is wearing helmets with the names of all the people who died in the plane crash that the movie's about. Plus one at home. Do with that information what you will. You have to hammer that, right? Right? In the name of Matthew McConaughey? All right, all right, all right. Plus one at home. Your fallen soldiers on your helmet on Bets Day weekend. Give me that. Give me that. Florida, South Carolina, who cares? State line has moved to 16.5. Sheesh. TCU, 7.5 point dog. Stay away. Run away. It looks so enticing. They're undefeated. They're number 4, plus 7.5. There's value there. Get away from it. Vegas knows something about Texas. They know something about them. I don't know if they rigged the games. I don't know. Stay away from Texas lines for the rest of the year because they don't make sense. UNC dogs at Wake Forest. UNC sneakily 8-1 after not being able to stop a nosebleed in the first 5 or 6 games of the year. Lewis says Rebs by 100. I mean, hey, look, I think the Rebs can win. And if they do, my underpick's not going to hit because it's going to be 60-56. I mean, if the Rebs win, I mean, the Rebs aren't going to stop Bama, right? I don't know. I'm pulling for the Rebs. They're not going to get in the playoff. So I'm cool with it. I mean, you already won 10 games last year. So I'm cool with it. Go Rebs. So, yeah. I mean, Rebs by 100. Rebs by 100. All right. 30 minutes in. Any college stuff? Who we got in here still? Just, okay. Perfect. 3 of you. Solid. All right. I'm going to move on to NFL since it's dead in this bit. As Alex so rudely faded, I've got the Broncos plus 3. At the Titans, there's a laundry list of players that are not playing in this game. So I've got to fade. I've got to fade the Titans. And pull it up here. Let me just pull up their entire roster that won't be playing in this game. Alex, when did you send that? We got Jeff Simmons, Amani Hooker, Bud Dupree, Zach Cunningham, and Josh Thompson all gone. Titans fans are worried. And as a T fan myself, tighten up, by the way. No longer losing my allegiance to the Saints every day. As the days go, I'm becoming less and less of a Saints fan. Put Jameis in, let him play quarterback. Who cares? I'd rather him throw 5 picks a game than to watch Andy Dalton. And I look like Andy Dalton. If I had a beard, it was more handsome. So put Jameis in. If the Titans get a quarterback that can, I don't think Malik is it. For real, I don't think Malik is it. But if the Titans were to get a quarterback, the problem is they're going to get a quarterback out of Derrick Henry's prime. So they're just going to have to go. Well, I mean, a running back's easier to come by. The running back's easier to come by than a quarterback. So they could just go draft another Bama guy. That being said, Broncos off. News came after I made the bet. It sucks. It happens. But I mean, it is at home. So, but I'm riding with all away teams this week. What I realized, usually not great in the NFL. But I got a couple of just road dogs. So I got 3 road dogs this week in the NFL. So it's going to be interesting for sure. But I think, Russ is showing signs that he's going to play a little better. I don't know. The Broncos do stink, and I've lost money on them this year already. So why not again? Why not again? Fade it. Just fade it. If you don't believe in it, fade it. Saints -1.5 at Steelers. Steelers just suck. And I mean, it's a Mike Tomlin team. So if it was anywhere around 3 points, I wouldn't take it. I'd really prefer it at -1, to be honest. I think it'll be like a fluky win for either team, whoever wins this game, because both are just so bad. But I think the Saints offensively are just way better. And the Steelers don't have J.J. Watt. I saw a stat today. Steelers are 1-10 without J.J. Watt since he's been on the Steelers. So, or I guess this year maybe. I don't know. But either way, not a good stat. Vikings versus Bills. Bill. They're just playing a guy named Bill. Vikings. Ugh. Bill. All the Bills just ganged up inside of my esophagus to make me cough. Pause. All right. Big pause right there. Vikings versus Bills over 43. 5 straight unders for Bills. They're due. Josh Allen, in his presser last weekend, says hard to win games when your QB plays like shit. He does, in fact, play QB for the Bills. He challenged himself this week. Vikings versus Bills. Vikings sneakily 7-1. 7-1 Vikes. Kirk Cousins, you like that. Shouts to We Likey That, the pod. Can't bet on that game until we know about Josh is playing. I don't know. If he doesn't, I could see Vikings running up the score either way. Because the Bills won't be able to possess the ball as well, I don't think. I'm taking the value at 43. I want Josh to go out there and ball. We ball. Colts +4.5 at Raiders. How do you bet against Jeff Saturday after that speech? You can't. You can't do it. I mean, he's ready to go. Players have got to love the guy. We see it all the time. Interim step in. Players play harder. They scheme up. It's their first game. They throw out all the stops to get a dub. He's got 8 games to prove his worth as a coach in the NFL. He said it himself. If it doesn't work out, so be it. But I think it's going to work out. I really do. How do you bet against a high school football coach? You can't. You can't. You can't. Dude's a monster. The clip of Peyton Manning just lighting his ass up on the sidelines resurfaced when he was like trying to call run plays, and they were on the goal line, and Peyton wanted to pass it or whatever, and he was like, "Just play center." Jeff was like, "All right, Peyton, whatever." I like Saturday. I like the Colts. I can't wait for Aaron Rodgers to be there next season, where quarterbacks go to die. They've taken Phillip Rivers, right? Who was it before that went over there for a season? I mean, it's Matt Ryan now. Who was it before Phillip Rivers that went over there to retire, basically? I know. Well, I mean, obviously Andrew Luck. He retired super early. Let's see. Well, they had Wentz, which is funny. That's really funny. Jim Harbaugh, QB back in '95 for the Colts. It's pretty Pretty neat. Oh yeah, I wanted to start at 2010. I didn't want to start any later than that. Yeah. What does Google think? God. Hold on, let me scroll through Johnny Unitas years. I know it was somebody. Okay, no, it was Philip Rivers. I'm dumb. Philip Rivers, Carson Wentz, now Matt Ryan, Sam Ellinger playing for the Colts. I kind of liked him. I saw a video breaking down his film. He was making some throws in some tight windows, making good decisions, moving up in the pocket, that sort of thing. All the buzzwords for quarterback play. I liked it. I thought he was pretty good. He did famously say Texas is back when Texas was in fact not back, but people make mistakes. People make mistakes every day. I made 5 mistakes last week. Went 2-7 on Saturday. So, all right. Last but not least, wrapping it up, I got to go Chargers at 49ers +7. +7's too high. Not division matchup. They're in different conferences. I'm going to self-serve that one. That was rough. Same area of the planet matchup. They're both out west. Chargers have looked underwhelming. 49ers have a handsome man, but not the best man at quarterback. I mean, they just don't have someone who's prolific. Jimmy G is going to hand it off, and Jimmy G is going to spread it around 3 yards at a time. So 7 is too many points to me. Chargers have played well against the Niners the last few years. It's a matchup of two coaches that care about analytics, like majorly. And so to me, both of them will do the things they need to do to keep the game close. So I think the 49ers probably win. +7, I'll ride with the Chargers. All right. Anything else from anybody else? I'm going to chill for a second because I know there's a huge delay. Who we got? We got 4. Tight. About to go watch the Dogs play. The Brandon Dogs playoffs. I don't know who they even play. State's basketball team is playing Akron right now in the Barstool Classic, which is pretty lit. So that's cool. No comments, not even from Aham. We know Aham's riding with the Titans. Oh, are the Saints are wearing the black helmets this weekend? Look out. Look out. Oh, no, they're not. Why do they do their Look at this. Why do they do their uniform reveals on Madden? Is that not weird to anybody else? Man, I'm bad at holding phones up, huh? All right. No comments?